You thinking what I'm thinking, partner?
Aim for the bushes.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ty, and today in this video I'm going to be reviewing Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Super long name for no reason, but this is going to be a 5-minute review. For those of you that don't know, a 5-minute review is a series on this channel where I give myself just 5 minutes to give my thoughts, my opinions, what I liked about the movie that we're talking about today, and what I hated about it, if there's anything to say at all negatively. But with that being said, guys, I'm not going to beg you for a like, I'm not going to beg you to subscribe, but I would love to hear you down in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on this movie if you've seen it, or if you haven't seen it yet, come back, drop your comments. But if you want to like and subscribe, that's your own choice if you appreciate my videos. But with that being said, I have a lot more energy than usual today, and that's because I have a lot to say about this movie. I don't want to give away if it's for better or worse, but once we get into the review, you'll see that. So I don't want to waste any more time. Thank you for clicking on this video, and let's get right into the review. All right, guys, timer just started. So really quick, just to give you guys a little bit of context on my personal experience with the Mission Impossible franchise, I'm actually not a fan at all. I don't dislike them, but if I'm going to be honest with you, please don't click off this video. I've actually only seen the first movie. That's right, I haven't seen the others. And guys, leading up to this movie, honestly, I had no hype to go see it because I just wasn't that interested. Yeah, I love big blockbusters, but I didn't really care that much. The only reason I went to see it is to review it in this video because I knew a lot of people were excited about it. But guys, with that being said, I got home from work, I had my ticket for my early screening, and I was exhausted. I almost barely didn't even want to go, but I ended up going. I barely made the movie, okay? Barely. It was in this huge IMAX Dolby theater. And after getting settled for 5 minutes, I literally walked right in as the movie started. Sat down, got settled, maybe took me about 10 minutes to warm up. Guys, I was blown away by this movie. This is what I want a blockbuster to be. Tom Cruise has been hyping up this movie. Go see it on the biggest IMAX screen you can with the Dolby sound, whatever. Yeah, he's absolutely right. I felt like I was right there in the action with everybody. Speaking of being right there in the action with everybody, with our main characters, nothing is like CGI. 90% of this movie either feels like practical effects or literally is practical effects. You could really tell when it's like, you know, real stunts going on. And I've got to say, everybody has seen that trailer of Tom Cruise going on their motorcycle and then jumping off, you know, the ledge and flying down, free falling. In the movie, it hits so much different, even though I've seen that clip like 10 times because I've just constantly been going to the movies. Doesn't change a thing. It was amazing in that movie, especially the context. But guys, like I said, even though I haven't seen the other movies, it was pretty easy to catch up. And I think a lot of like the storytelling was very complex and layered. Each action sequence was very nicely paced, where you didn't have too long in between each action sequence where like characters are just talking about nothing or we're kind of wandering around doing nothing, but also it's just enough to where they could just breathe, then bang, we're into the next long action sequence. Man, that Mission Impossible music was playing throughout like most of these action scenes, and it didn't get old in the slightest. All right, let's move on to something else with 2.5 minutes left. Guys, the characters in this movie are really great. Tom Cruise. I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Cruise. Haven't really seen too many of his movies. I haven't even seen Top Gun Maverick. I know that's crazy, but he was really great in this. I mean, he has such a passion for movies, and I really respect him. He's such a likable guy, and he also has a very likable character in this because his whole character's persona is, you know, he just cares about everybody around him, even if that means, you know, he has to sacrifice to make them happy or so that they live. Also, the standout in this movie, Hayley Atwell absolutely killed it in this. She was amazing. It feels nice for her to get like an elevated role because in my mind, she's always just been Peggy Carter, kind of the side character. But here, she's just, you know, one of the two main characters with Tom Cruise, and she steals every scene she's in. She's amazing. But on top of that, she complements Tom very nicely. These action sequences, guys, I was so taken back. This is legitimately one of, I don't want to say like the best, I don't want to go crazy, but it really is one of the best action movies I've ever seen, if not me. And I'm not like the biggest action movie guy. I prefer like movies just, I'm more like a storytelling type of person. If you give me a good story, I don't really care about the action. But even if there was no story to this movie, I think I'd literally give it like a 7 out of 10 at least because the action sequences are so amazing. But like I said, it still gives time just to flesh out the characters. And even in these action sequences, like I was saying about the storytelling earlier, they're very layered. You have like 6 things going on at one time, but it's not congested. It's more just hectic, and it makes you nervous. It makes your heart pound because, oh, we've got a nuclear bomb about to go off over here. One character's being chased. One character's being shot at. Someone's getting, like trying to like facilitate everything that's going on, like the man in the chair. It's awesome. And like I said, there's a lot of globetrotting in this, like not too much, but it actually makes sense when they go from point A to point B to point C. It's not like, oh, we're just meandering around. And like I said, I didn't really mention this too much, but I actually thought the story was really good, and it was pretty complex, especially for a big blockbuster. I am so excited for part 2. But guys, with 20 seconds left, all I gotta say is one thing. I hate to diss this movie, but I just watched Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Why did I watch Indiana Jones and the CGI of Destiny when I could have watched Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning? If you're debating which movie to see, maybe you're more of a casual fan and you haven't seen either, spend that damn money on going to see Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning on the biggest screen you possibly can. And that's my review for today, guys. And keep in mind, like I said, this is coming from somebody that had no hype going into this movie. I was really tired going into this movie. I was a little bit hungry. I'm not really a big Tom Cruise fan. And it still blew me away, especially in a very crowded market where there's been a lot of blockbusters. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of either good or at least just popular movies as of recently, but this one still managed to stand out for me, and I think that's really impressive. Shout out to Tom Cruise. He did such an amazing job on this movie because realistically, he was practically like the director and the writer and everything for this. If it was up to him, he'd probably be acting while also being behind the camera. You can tell he has that passion. Guys, with that being said, my Letterboxd and Instagram, always forget to shout those out, are in the bio down below. If you want to keep up with what I'm watching, and just follow me. Maybe DM me, and I'll respond back to you. I'll follow you back, just so I know you're from the channel and not a random person. But guys, with that being said, thank you so much for watching this review. God, go see this movie. I never promote movies like this, but it was just such a thrill and such a breath of fresh air for just the movie industry, especially with all these failures as of recently. Thank you so much for watching this. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.